Today we will take up a very important topic from the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation, that is called linkage and recombination. Now this linkage and recombination concept was first thought of by Sutton and Boveri, but they could not prove it. Later on there were two scientists, Punnett and Bettison, who worked upon sweet pea. It was not the normal pea which Mendel worked with. They worked with a pea plant which is sweet pea. It is called Lathyrus odoratus, and in that they came to a kind of conclusion with the kind of work which they have done with this experimental material, that what Mendel has said regarding the law of independent assortment, that the genes they assort independently is not always following in every case. So they thought of that maybe because the number of chromosomes were less in case of the sweet pea plant, that is why it can be that the two genes are located in the same chromosome. But they did not work upon it, or they could not prove experimentally until and unless it was in 1910 that Thomas Hunt Morgan, along with his associates, worked upon the Drosophila fly. Again, the experimental material Drosophila fly. Why he has taken this material I have told you in my previous video, and for this reason this man, that is your Morgan, is also known as the fly man. Okay, he is known as the fly man of genetics. The reason is because he worked with the Drosophila fly, and also he is the father of experimental genetics. Now it was he and his associates, when they did an experiment like that Mendel has done about the dihybrid cross, he also did a dihybrid cross, taking two characters at a time in case of the Drosophila fly, and found that what should be the that is your ratio of the dihybrid cross in the F2 generation, that is 9:3:3:1, it was, the ratio was coming something different, it was deviating. And again and again when he and his co-workers worked it, they came to the conclusion that new combinations, along with that of the parental combinations, the percentage of the new combinations were coming less compared to that of the parental combination. So they came to a conclusion which is known as also the that is your chromosomal theory of linkage, and according to it they said that chromosomes contain the genes which are sometimes so closely associated with each other, the genes are so closely associated with each other that they are transmitted, or that they are carried forward to the next generation together, in other than what Mendel has said of assorting independently. So linkage is somewhat, you can say, an exception to Mendel's law of independent assortment. That does not mean that Mendel's law of independent assortment is wrong. It's not like that. Mendel was lucky in his experiment. Maybe the genes which he has taken for his experimental material, they were not within the same chromosome, that's why they could assort independently. But these men, that is your Morgan and his associates, they said that sometimes in the chromosomes, the pair of genes which are closely associated, they fail to assort independently, and they are carried to the next generation together, and this is carried generation, and from that they have derived the linkage theory, according to which they said that there are certain genes which are inherited together, so they are called the linked gene, and this phenomenon is known as your linkage. And they also said that in case of the chromosomes, in case of any chromosome, suppose this is a pair of chromosomes, so in case of this chromosomes, though genes are always in a linear fashion, the genes are arranged in a chromosome in a linear fashion. Okay, and also one of his student, Sturtevant, he said that the chromosome, that is the inheritance of the chromosome together to the next generation, depends upon the distance between them. That is, it is whether they will be taken together to the next generation, that is decided by the distance between them. So the more the distance, the percentage of recombinants are more, and the lesser is the distance, then the percentage of recombination is less. So Morgan and his associates, when did the experiment on the Drosophila fly, soon after taking two pairs of contrasting character at a time, they came to know that the characters which they were experimenting on were found on the same chromosome, and they were related to the X chromosome. And also from their studies they found a new thing, that the pair of genes which are involved in the that is your expression of the characters were in some cases so closely associated, which they called it as your linked genes, and the phenomenon to be linkage, that the parental characters appeared more than that of the new combinations, that is the non-parental characters. Okay. And in some cases they found that the characters they took into consideration for the experiments, in them sometimes the characters were not showing the total parental that is your characters transmitted to the next generation. Rather they showed the frequency of more new combinations compared to that of the parental combinations in when they are taking some other pair of characters at a time. So what was this? They wanted to know it. When they did the further experiments taking that is your Drosophila flies, both male and female, and they took characters at a time, like for example they took the character of your yellow that is body and white-eyed character. When they took this character into consideration among the female, because it was associated with the X chromosome and the wild variety of the that is that same character in case of the male, and crossed them, then in the F1 generation they found both the parental characters, that is appearance of the parental characters came equally, that is the that is your wild type character also, and yellow and white type character also. And when they took another pair of contrasting characters in another cross, which is cross B, in that what they took is that white-eyed and miniature wing, that character was taken into consideration, and they crossed this female with that of the wild variety male. Then in the F1 generation they found that that is the wild type also appeared, the character wild type also appeared, and along with that white and miniature character also appeared equally. So as far as the result is concerned, in case of the F1 generation of cross A and cross B, the result was same. So when they did the two crosses, that is cross A and cross B, and they took two pairs of contrasting characters together. In case of cross A they took the character yellow and white, that is the character, and another one they took it as your white eye and miniature wing. Okay, and with that they crossed the wild type male. So in the F1 generation what they noticed is that the appearance of both wild type character and yellow and white type character appeared in case of cross A. Similarly in case of cross B also they found that the wild type character also appeared and the white miniature type character also appeared. But when they again crossed these organisms in the F1 generation together, that is male and female population, and also they crossed the male and female of the cross B, what was the result? That was different from cross A and that of the cross B. It is given in your NCERT and the explanation is also based upon that. See, what they found is that parental characters, that means the yellow and white character as well as that of your wild type character, this appeared to be 98.7%, and the recombinants in case of cross A were only 1.3%. But if the cross B was considered, the two characters which they took into consideration, that is white and miniature and wild type, in that what they noticed is that parental characters were only 62.8 and recombinants were 37.2, which was quite more than that of the recombinants of the cross A type. Now from this experiment what they concluded is that maybe the pair of genes which they worked upon in cross A, they were closely associated with each other, they were closely linked with each other, they were in close proximity with each other compared to the pair of characters which they have taken in the second cross, that is cross B. So from this what they came to the conclusion, or what they derived from their experiment, is that the more the distance, that is the strength of the linkage will be less there. See, in this case W plus and M plus okay, and W plus and M. See the distance here, W and M, that is white and miniature. See the distance between them, and in this case yellow and white, see the distance between them. So the more the distance is, the strength of the linkage will be less. As a result, recombination will be more. Understood? And if the lesser is the distance between the two pair of genes, then there will be less chances of formation of recombinants, and appearance of more parental characters will be there in such kind of characters. And this is the reason why the dihybrid ratio of the experiment done by Morgan was deviating from that of the normal dihybrid ratio of Mendel's experiment of 9:3:3:1. Now, if you are unable to understand the F2 generation, that is how the parental characters were 98.7% and how the recombinants were 1.3% as it is given in your NCERT. So I have drawn this to make you understand. See, in the F2 generation what will happen if we talk about only the male gamete formation. Now male gamete formation, here you can see that this black color chromosome which I have drawn here, this indicates the Y chromosome and this indicates the X chromosome. So in case of male, what will happen is that to become a male or to become a male organism, Y chromosome is must. So in all of them you see up to this much, everywhere I have drawn the second chromosome to be the Y chromosome, that is this black one, this curved one, okay, this is the black one. Now what are the that is the parental thing, Y can combine with this and Y can combine with this, isn't it? So parental combination, when Y will be combining with this, what will be this one will be yellow and white, isn't it? And when this Y will be combining with this one, then it will be what? It will be wild type. So two types of parental combination it is getting. Next, what can happen? We know that during the time of meiosis, crossing over takes place. So when crossing over will take place between the chromosomes of that is homologous chromosomes of the male with that of the female, then if the crossing over takes place between this and this, because this is not crossing, because to become a male it has to take up either this chromosome or this one chromosome. So with this it has to undergo the crossing over, not with this, because this is a Y chromosome. It will undergo crossing over with what? With the X chromosome, isn't it? So when the crossing over will take place between this chromosome and this chromosome, suppose this segment, Y segment, is taken up by this chromosome. So what will happen? In that case it will be a combination. What it will be a combination? It will be only yellow, isn't it? See here, from here this Y has been taken up and the W plus has been taken up. So this is the male with the new combination, and another one yellow and white, this is a parental combination. Let us see the recombinant. Next what can happen is that this segment of that is your green color chromosome which I have drawn, it will be taken up by this, and this segment of that is your blue color containing the Y, it will be taken up by the green. So what will be the combination? One will become like this, that is Y plus W, and another one will become as YW plus. So it will be a white-eyed organism, it will be a yellow-bodied organism. So percentage of the male having the recombinants will be this. New combination is white body, okay, and here it will be white-eyed, and here it will be yellow bodied. So these are the male gametes, possible male gametes formed in the F2 generation. And similarly about the female, if you see, in case of female, so female, what type of that is your gametic combinations it can have is that. So parental combination is what? Parental combination in case of female will be wild type, and it will be yellow and white type, isn't it? Yellow and white type what? When this will be combining with that of the males, this X, that is YW. So see this two blue, YW. So it will be what? It will be yellow and white. And in one case what it will be? It will be this total green color chromosome with that of this, because one has to be from female and one has to be from male. So it will be what? It will be your that is the wild type, isn't it? So now when the crossing over will take place, again when the crossing over will take place, one is the common, that is this one will be the common for both the chromosome, and only the recombination will become between these two non-sister chromatids. So when it will be taking place between non-sister chromatids, in that case what will be the possible combinations? Possible combinations, again some portion of the green will be taken up and some portions of the blue will be taken up. So it will be yellow. So white and yellow. So these are the possible combinations in case of female. So possible combinations of male and female in case of your cross A. Similarly, in case of cross B also, if we see white and miniature wild type, so when they are crossed in the F1 generation, wild type is also obtained and white miniature is also obtained. Now when the crossing is done between these two, male and female, then what is happening is that, see, if it is to be, it is male, again this much part, up to this much part is a male, okay, male, that is combinations what it can have. To become a male, again you have to take this Y chromosome with everyone, or else how it will become male, isn't it? One has to be X, one has to be Y. So we are drawing this black color curved chromosome for all the male. Now the new combinations, one, what can happen is that with this it can combine with this blue color, okay. So when this Y will pair with this blue color, this much, this is white and miniature, and when this that is Y will combine with that of this green one, it will be your wild type. So these two are the parental combinations. And what about the that is your recombinants? Recombinants will again happen between the non-sister chromatids. So when it will be happening between the non-sister chromatids, what it will happen is that some portions of the green will be taken up by this blue color chromosome, and blue colors, some portions will be taken by this green color chromosomes. If you remember that when the two chromosomes, in case of class 11 you have read that when the crossing over takes place between the non-sister chromatids, okay, suppose this is one chromosome, and let us make it with the red, then it will be more clear. So if this is another chromosome, okay, then these two chromosomes, these two chromatids belong to this chromosome. That means these are what? These are sister chromatids. These two are sister chromatids. But if you talk about this black and this red color, then they are non-sister chromatids. So always crossing over will be taking place between these two, isn't it? To take place crossing over between these two, it is difficult than to have crossing over this. So how will the crossing over take place? Crossing over will take place how? This will, suppose it will become like this, okay, and it will form a X-like structure which is called chiasma. So it will form a structure like this. Okay, it will form a structure like this. So this place, you see this dotted place which I have drawn, this X type shape which has become, it's a chiasma. So red color chromosome will now take up this black color chromosome, this much portion, and this black color portion chromosome will take up this red color portion. So next what will happen is that if we draw it, it will be somewhat like this. After the crossing over is finished, then how will the chromosome look like? They will take up each other's some portions of the chromosome, and the red one will become how it will look like this. So it will look like this. So see, now after the crossing over, what has happened is that exchange of the portions of the chromatids has taken place. Black has taken some portions of the red, and red has taken some portions of the black. So similar thing has happened over here is that in case of the recombination, what has happened? Normal parental combination will be what? Normal parental combination will be this chromatid when they will be separating, this one and this red one. When they will be pairing together, that is a parental combination, because parents, one was black, one was red. Similarly here, one is green, one is blue. That is, parental combinations remain the same, but the recombinants will be what? The recombinants will be shown by the portion or the segment with the different colors. Now in case of female, what will happen? In case of female, this one will be combining with blue, so blue with blue, so that is white and miniature, which was the character. Then blue with green, because male and female one chromosome will come together, isn't it? It cannot be female. When the, that is your recombination is taking place, it is taking place between what? Between male and the female parent. So these two will combine and these two will combine, because this is the female and this is the male. So this is the female, this is the male. So when they will be doing so for female gamete, not for male gamete, then what will happen? These are the two combinations, white and miniature, and this one is your wild type. And recombinants, what it will be? This one will be the common one. Okay, this one from the male, it will be the common. So with this it can combine, isn't it? So to become a female, this is commonly coming. Okay, so you can see the blue one I have drawn here, it is commonly coming. And from here, green segment will be taken by this blue and blue segment will be taken by the green. So as a result, miniature will form. It will not be white miniature, it will be only having the miniature wing. And this one will be having white type. So here you see the recombinant combinations, The percentage is 37.2, but if you see the recombinant combinations here, it is 1.3. So the strength of linkage in case of cross A is much more than the strength of combination in case of cross B. What is the reason? The reason is that the pair of genes which is taken into consideration for the experiment by Morgan and his associates, in this cross they were closely associated, they were in close proximity, and in this case they were far away from each other. So what does the linkage tells us? Linkage is the phenomenon of certain genes staying together during inheritance through generations without any change or separation due to their being present on the same chromosome. So since in cross A and cross B we have seen that since the pair of genes which we have taken for the, that is your experiment, not we means Morgan and his associates have taken, they are in the same chromosome. So the tendency of those genes to be inherited to the next generation is much more together. If the distance between the genes are closer to each other, so in that case the tendency of linkage is much more compared to that of the distance between the two pair of genes which we have taken for the experimental that is issue is far apart, the linkage percentage is less. So the strength of the linkage is determined by the distance between the pair of genes. Okay, so this was only the thing which his student utilized, Sturtevant utilized it for gene mapping, and later on because of this property of, that is the linked genes, associate genes, or because of the ratio of the recombinations, it was possible by this person Sturtevant to do gene mapping, to do the sequencing of the gene, and as a result of it various organisms genome could be identified. The sequencing of the gene including the human beings also could be done, and later on you will see in the chapters to come that Human Genome Project, which was sequencing of all the base pairs or all the genes present in the human beings responsible for the appearance of various characters, was possible because of the idea which was developed from the Morgan and his associates Sturtevant of linkage and your recombination. And recombination, what is this recombination? Recombination will only happen when there is a crossing over, and crossing over can take place between the genes which are apart from each other, which are far apart from each other, or else if they are very close with each other, then there is tendency of the appearance of parental character more than that of the recombinant character. So you here you cannot see that complete linkage. Why complete linkage? Because you see in cross A, although 98.7% that is appearance of the parental character came into the next generation, but still 1.3% at least recombinants came. So since there was an appearance of the recombinants, we cannot say that 100% result was obtained, that is 100% parental character appeared in the next generation. In nature, in true sense, that is complete linkage is a very rare phenomenon. Incomplete linkage is of course there, because the genes which are, although they are in the same chromosome, but as they are far apart, so definitely the chances of recombination increases. So more closer, lesser is the chance of recombination. The far they are, more will be the chances of recombination. After the linkage and recombination which we have just now studied, few more things have been discussed, that is the polygenic inheritance. Now polygenic inheritance means what? When we are considering the quantitative effect, not qualitative. Qualitative effect means what? Suppose you are taking a single pair of contrasting character, in this case suppose a color of the pea flower, in that case the dominant was purple and recessive was your white color, so the purple was expressing itself, so qualitatively it was showing its effect. It was just the quality, not the quantity. Here just one gene was taken into consideration, and the one which was more effective has expressed it. But sometimes in nature, shades of the same character enhances because of the cumulative effect of the genes. Suppose, for example, in case of human beings, the complexion of the skin color is controlled by a number of genes. That is, here 3 pairs of genes are that is working together. So a single pair of gene, if it is present in homozygous dominant form and the other 2 pairs of genes are not present in homozygous dominant condition, in that case a shade of the color comes. Suppose dominant form, that is capital A, dominant form, or another one is your gene which is controlling the skin color is capital B, and another one suppose is capital C. Okay, so let us just okay, let us see here, that is the dominant is capital A, capital B, and capital C. This is the dominant form of the pair of that is your genes which is controlling the skin color. So when all of them are in dominant form, in that case there will be a cumulative effect. That means A will be contributing, B will be contributing, C will be contributing, and the complexion of the person will be darkest. Okay, if suppose out of this A, that is this gene, it has 2 alleles, capital A. So out of that, one is dominant and another one is recessive. So it will be heterozygous condition. Then it will be shade of darkness, shade of dark skin. Capital B. Instead of that, if one is capital B, another one is small b, that will be having a shade. Capital C, instead of this, if it is in heterozygous condition, one is capital C, another one is small c, it will be showing one kind of shade, but it will not be that jet black color. Okay, the lesser that is the number of dominant allele is there, the more lighter will be the shade of the skin color. The more the dominant allele will be there, the more darker will be the shade. Now suppose if this kind of combination of a skin person marries to a female who is fairer, that means who is the fairest, that means all the alleles, all the genes are in the recessive form, homozygous recessive form. That means small a, small b, and small c. So in that case, what is the result of the skin color of their offspring? The skin color of the offspring will be intermediate between the 2 parents, because in that case, see, one will be coming, these are autosomal inheritance. One will be coming from the parent, that is capital A, another one will be capital B, another one will be capital C. Similarly, in the gamete from the female, it will be coming small a, small b, small c. So when they will be having their cumulative effect in the offspring, the dominant allele will be expressing itself, but that is the recessive allele also has its effect. So they will be having an intermediate color. Okay, so the lesser is the dominant allele or the dominant gene in case of skin color of human beings, then they will be more fairer. The more is the dominant gene, the more darker the skin complexion will be there. So this inheritance is called as your polygenic inheritance. Polygenic means many genes are responsible for a single trait or single character in an organism. Understood? So this is about the polygenic inheritance. Another very important topic which has been discussed in your book is about pleiotropy. What is this pleiotropy? Here we are talking about that too many genes are controlling one character. But pleiotropy is just the opposite. One gene is controlling more than one character. Generally, the metabolism is being, the one which is affected by this pleiotropy effect of the gene. The gene which is responsible for the synthesis of your enzyme, okay, that is phenylalanine hydroxylase. What does it do is that it hydrolyzes this phenylalanine and it neutralizes its effect in the body. But those people who are that is homozygous recessive for this that is the gene responsible for the synthesis of the enzyme, in them this enzyme is not synthesized. So when this enzyme is not synthesized, they are not able to convert this harmful substance into the neutral components. As a result, what happens is that they suffer from a disease or they suffer from an abnormality which is called as phenylketonuria. So what happens in case of your phenylketonuria is that since the phenyl hydroxylase enzyme is not synthesized in these people who have this homozygous recessive form of the gene in them, so soon after the birth is that the child is unable to metabolize this phenylalanine into tyrosine, okay, which is a less harmful product, and this gets deposited into their body fluids, into their tissue fluids, and it affects the brain. It results into the mental retardation of the child, and sometimes in severe cases the child may show not only the mental retardation, hair loss will be there, and excess of this phenylalanine will be released from the body in the form of urine. So so many symptoms are there. So one gene is only responsible for showing so many symptoms. So since here a single gene is responsible for controlling more than one phenotypic character, we call such genes to be pleiotropic genes, and the phenomenon is known as your pleiotropy. So that is your the first one which we have seen was the polygenic effect, in which there were more than one pair of genes responsible for the enhancement of a character. They are controlling only one character, but the character gets enhanced. It is a quantitative effect. Okay, it is a quantitative effect. And the second one which we have studied today, that is the pleiotropy. In that, what was done is that a one gene, when it is mutated, mutation takes place over there, that results into too many abnormalities. That means the recessive gene is responsible for the appearance of more than one phenotypic character in an organism. Okay, so that was the various things which we had discussed today. Next, we will take upon the sex determination in our coming class.